So greetings everybody, welcome to this getting started video with the Industruino. Now you might ask yourself, what is this thing? It's just some embedded maker stuff. Why not simply take an ESP board and be happy with that? Now all these ESPs and Arduino maker boards are really great pieces of hardware and software, but when there's need to use them within some more industrial type of use cases, there's a bunch of challenges that may arise, and one is typically 3.3 or 5 volt logic that these small developer boards have compared to say 12 volts or 24 volts that you might have in an industrial environment, for example for triggering relays and stuff. Another challenge is how to attach the small boards to an enclosure, and you don't want to put a breadboard everywhere. And these are cases where the Industruino might be appropriate. And about the setting here, this is going to be a short video, about 15 minutes maximum, but there's a long version of it. And you can find it for free on my Patreon page. So that's patreon.com/aschmidt75. That's my page with the recent posts, and the longer version is divided into 6 parts, which you can find here, so you have to scroll down a bit. And it starts with an introduction, getting started with Industruino, REST APIs, and the Web of Things, followed by a detailed look at the hardware. The hardware is this Industruino D-Rail board, plus its Ethernet expansion module, sort of companion that you connect together. And from the back side, you can see these are made to fit on a DIN rail or a cap rail. So that's what we're going to do here, just attach it and attach a connector to these two. So these are both are connected, and yeah, essentially this is it. You can start to program this using the Arduino IDE and connect it to a network. And if you want to know more about the inner workings of these things, what its features are, how to use them, take a look at this longer video post here on Patreon. The next parts on Patreon are about the Web of Things, with that specific information model of properties, events, and actions, and how to implement a REST API on the Industruino, as well as programming the LCD, connecting to Ethernet, writing an HTTP server, doing JSON processing. So this is a longer tutorial here, together with the code on GitHub, so you can test everything with that device. So writing the code for this device can be fun, but it's over and over the same work again, writing REST APIs. So we can also let this be done by the Industruction app, and this is what the 5th part is about, creating a web thing model, a thing description, and generating code for it. And this is what I would like to do in this short video as well. So if you go to Industruction.online and the blog section, one of the entries is support for Industruino PROTO, and you can find all the detailed steps to get a REST API on this thing in here. If you happen to have a BME 280 temperature humidity sensor, there's also code to get this connected. So let's get started. Go to the main page and click the Get Started button. This is to create a new thing description, and we can choose to create a thing description from a sample template. There are 2 templates available, or choose to create a new one. So that's what I'm doing now. I want to have a greeter. Hit next, and it asks me to select a code generation module, and we have modules for Arduino, for ESP, and the Industruino. So that's what I select here, and it shows me the available generators for the Industruino, together with some details about the library it's using, and you can find more information behind this button, but I simply select it. And it leads me to the properties page, where I can add and modify properties that this device should be capable of handling. So property is something that you can set and read from the outside. So I add a property, and I call it name, and say name of the person to greet. Yeah, and it's a string, say maximum length 16, hit OK. Hit Actions. Actions are something that are triggered from the outside on the device, but I do not want to have actions here. Events are generated by the device itself and can be queried from the outside. But again, I do not wish to have events right now. So I click on Generate. I'm allowed to review what I typed in here, can edit that if I want to have changes. But I do not want, I'm fine with that. So I click on Generate. And it comes back with a bunch of files that it generated for me. First is the thing description. Then there are two source files, sketch.ino and app.cpp. Sketch.ino is the main sketch, which does all the HTTP, JSON, web thing, API handling. And typically we do not need to change anything here because this works out of the box. What it cannot know is what types of sensors, for example, I would like to attach. So that's handled within the app.cpp. It's an empty skeleton file with empty C functions and callbacks that I can fill out. And there's a README. I can view that in the browser, and it comes with detailed instruction of how to build and flash that on the device. Okay, let's take the Arduino IDE. Create a new sketch, blank, and go back to the download page. And on the sketch.ino line, select View in Browser, copy to clipboard, and paste it in here. So if you want to know more about how to write a web API, how to do that, all the JSON processing, and so on, again, that's laid out in large detail at my Patreon page. There's this part, Getting Started, the REST APIs. Okay, so I create a new tab, call it app.cpp. Back to instruction in the line of app.cpp, again, view in browser, copy to clipboard, paste in here. And for each property, for each event action that I have in the model within here, at least one, typically two functions are created. For example, I put in the property name, so I have an app get name and an app set name. So I want to display the name on the display. The sketch includes the reference to the external UC7001 class, which is the display and can be reached by using LCD. So I say LCD set cursor. Yes, it's like the fifth line, I'd say. Hello, and the next line, I print out the string that I receive from the API. Okay, let's upload this to the board. Connect this cable, USB. Okay, it flashes. It says, okay, connecting. And it did connect to my local network using this IP. Okay, it says WebThing API active. Great. Now I'm using Postman to test REST APIs. And this is a very great cross-platform desktop tool. So I can choose to make a request, say to /WOT, hit send, and it comes back with the thing description of my greeter with the property name, name of person to greet, and a URI under which I can reach that property. So I'll take this URI and add it here. The name is empty right now. And I want to set the name oh, here it says read property name. So that's not coming from a server, but from the device, as you can see. And I want to write that property name. So I need to select the put method and attach a body. And as the body, I'll give in a raw. And I can use the same format here. Let's say hello world, and it's JSON. So it automatically adds the content type application JSON to it. Okay, let's hit send. And here it says hello world. Great. So we can have a REST API with an interaction model of properties, events, actions without programming a single HTTP call, because that's all been done for us. All we have to do is define a model within the Thinkstruction app and put the generated code in here and fill out the application level. The application level functions, again, no work has to be done on all that HTTP JSON part. So I hope you like it. Again, if you want to know more about this in greater detail, please visit my Patreon page. All the videos are free, and yeah, have a look at it and have fun. Thank you.